I sat back and took a picture of my son watching the fish. I hadn't trusted him near the edge of the pond, but after nearly an hour of hovering over him, I began to have confidence that he would be careful. Other little boys were attracted to the edge of the pond by his enthusiasm for the little bluegills just under the surface of the water. The boys' mothers pulled out a wide variety of snacks that could be fed to the fish from their well-stocked backpacks. I had no snacks. They were generous about sharing their goldfish crackers with Patrick, who squealed in delight as he dropped them into the water by the handful, and the fish began to nibble at them. I silently wondered if feeding goldfish crackers to bluegills was encouraging some kind of cannibalism. He turned toward me to tell me something about the fish with great eagerness. Time suddenly slowed down as he took a small step back, teetering on the edge of the pond. His other foot moved, seeking balance. It didn't work. The step was in the wrong direction and he went in. I found myself at the edge of the pond staring at my son whose nose and mouth were just barely submerged. His eyes above the surface were wide and confused, fixed on me, silently asking what was happening. He was drowning. There are people who think quickly in a time of crisis. I admire those people, but I am not one of their kind. In that moment, I froze in terror, weakly reaching for his small shoulders, knowing he was too far away to reach from shore. Suddenly, a hand came from my peripheral vision and grabbed his ankle. Instinctively, I grabbed the other ankle, and together we brought in our catch, covered in algae and a hitchhiking tadpole. The teacher and me woke up before the mother. I scooped up the little tadpole and tried to show it to my son, just as he began coughing up pond water from deep within his lungs. I recognized my foolishness and tossed the tadpole back into the pond. I had more presence of mind to save the tadpole than a child. My own child. Belatedly, my mother instincts ignited at last, and I swept his sopping body into my arms as he began to wail. A hand appeared with a fistful of brown paper towels. A disembodied voice asked if there was anything he or she could do for us. Others probably asked as well, though by then I was fully focused on comforting the terrified and shivering child. I assured everyone we were okay, and I sensed them scattering in various directions. I assume most of them were experiencing a combination of relief that my son was okay, as well as relief it was not their own child who had fallen into the pond. My son and I sat in a cold, soggy embrace while his wailing turned into sobbing, then into sniffling, and then into silence. We changed his clothes, and my wet jeans began to dry in the bright sunshine. By the time he had calmed down, it was time to return to the bus that would take us home. My son no longer seemed upset by our traumatic experience. While we were waiting in line to get onto the bus, he looked up at the group of pretty college-aged women next to us and announced quite proudly, "I fell in the pond."